Ganyan talaga. Kailangan ka niya. Hihilahin ka ng ano. Malaglag tayo sa ginagawa. Ano?
Mama, don't stress your mind. We coming home tonight. To you.
Hi. Good morning guys. Nandito po ako ngayon sa magkikita po kami ng jowa ko. So mag-meet kami ngayon sa Magallanes, sa Alta lang. So, update ko na lang kayo mamaya. Bye-bye. Ayan guys, nandito na ako sa Lagtang Mall. So, bababa na to. Dito ako maghihintay sa may Onchon.
Dito na ako sa Magallanes. Puntahan ko na yung mahal ko. Sa may Alpa lang. Okay? Pasok mo ito, Dito na ako sa Magallanes. Puntahan ko na yung mahal ko. Sa may Alpa lang. Okay?
So, ito ang ganap na yun guys. Napakatagal ng 2 hours ko. Kapag talaga pinagantay, di ba? Kapal ng pagmumukha.
Ayan guys, so parating na daw siya. Parating na daw ang aking 2 hours. So wait na lang natin siya guys. Hindi ko alam kung saan siya manggagaling. Manggagaling siya sa sa ilalim ng lupa. Ayun. Excited na ako. Dito siya magbubula eh. Dito sa bandang to. Pero hindi ko alam. Baka dito sa gilid or dun sa bubong. Ayan. Kamusta ka naman?
Okay naman. Miss kita so.
Ayan.
Mag-church na kami. Punta na kami sa ano.
Ayan guys, update ko na lang kayo mamaya later. Alligator. Ayan. Bye-bye. Mag-hi ka.
Hi.
the breath of life into man, and then they became a living creature. And as God were creating them, He created them after something, or after someone, patterned to Him. After God's image, and after God's likeness. Meaning to say, tayo ngayon, we are what? We are to reflect who our Maker is. We are to reflect who our God is. And sometimes, it's easy to reflect God pag nandito ka sa church. Di ba? Pagkasama mo puro mga Kristyano, uy sis, kamusta ka na? Di ba? Uy bro! Sa church, ganun, pag di mo alam yung pangalan, bro, sis lang talaga eh. And sometimes, it's easy to reflect our Maker, our God, when we're in this place. Pag Sunday, kaya pa eh. Di ba? Pag Sunday after 1 p.m., medyo kaya pa. Minsan natetest yung character natin or who we are when we go back to the reality of what we face every single day. This afternoon, while all of you were worshiping, I was going around and I felt like some of you had a heavy week. I felt like some of you had a busy week. Na talagang kung merong busy sa busy, ito talaga yung talagang nasa rank 1 mo. And I felt like there was that heaviness. And for some of you, you've been experiencing that. For some, probably medyo nahirapan ka in terms of your, your journey with God. Parang this week, parang Lord, medyo na-stretch yung faith ko. And sometimes, during those times, minsan doon talaga natitest yung character natin. But the Bible is telling us that we are made in the image and likeness of God. And that image and that likeness, nasa sa atin yan, kapatid. Regardless of what we face, we may be here in church, we are to reflect who God is. When we are outside church, all the more we are to reflect God's image and His likeness. And I like this because through man, through you and me, other people who don't know God, they will begin to know who God is. You know why? Kasi ikaw yung representative ni God eh. Ikaw yung reflection ni God. You know why? Because you are made in His image and in His likeness. And look at this, in verse 26, sabi dito, let us. I like that word. Let us. Because it talks about not just God the Father, not just God the Son, but the Holy Spirit, the Trinity. That we are to reflect even there, how they are relating to one another. And I pray today that wherever you are, I pray that you would reflect them. I pray that you would reflect God. I pray that you would reflect the Maker of your life right now. Now, sino dito naniniwala ka na yung katabi mo, talagang pag pumunta yan sa labas, pumunta yan sa opisina niya, bumalik yan sa pamilya niya, talagang madaming pwedeng magbago. May mga taong makakakilala kay God because of them. That's why for us today as Christians, we have to be careful with how we live our lives. Because people watch us. People look at us. And people say, Kristyano ka ba talaga? May relationship ka ba talaga kay God? And for us today, we have to be mindful of this because we are the representatives of God. Next thing I want to share with you today is this, that every life matters to God. If you are convinced that you are fearfully and wonderfully made by God, dapat yung ibang tao din, ganyan yung tingin natin. May they be Christians or not, we have to understand that their life matters to God as well. And when you look at the story of Genesis, God saw, when He created man, He said it was very good. But after the fall, alam naman natin yan, di ba? After they ate from the tree, sin came in. Genesis chapter 4, the first murder that was committed, siblings, pinatay ni Cain yung kapatid niya. And then read Genesis 6, the Bible talks about that sin grew. Lumala yung mga kasalanan ng mga tao. And there was a point in that story in the book of Genesis when God saw everything that He created. You know what He said? He regretted that he created man. He regretted that he created man. And could you imagine that for a moment? The maker of the heavens and the earth, the God who formed man, nung nakita niya na sobrang dami ng kasalanan ng mga tao, nalungkot siya and he regretted making man. But God did not stop there. Kasi if God really regretted everything, di sana tinapos niya na lahat eh. Go back to the story of the flood. Remember that? Wiped out everything and he had to restart everything. And he said, I'm making a covenant with the people that starting then, He'll not wipe out everything anymore. That's how good God is. Di ba? Man was created, man fell. Sa totoo lang, pwede na naman tinapos ni God at that time. They believe that. But God is good. He gave us another chance. God is good. People would rebel against Him. People would run after Him. People would really just reject Him. And yet, God will always be the one to pursue us. And ultimately, when you look at the story of the Bible, it points us to the greater Messiah of who Jesus is. And because of what Christ has done today, the image is now being restored in us. And Paul gives us a picture. Yung mga Kristiyano ngayon, sino dito Kristiyano ka na may relationship ka kay God? So many people would ask, JC, how do I bear God's image? Kailangan ba naka-white ako? Kailangan ba naka-long sleeves ako lagi? It's not like that. Paul gives us a picture. Colossians chapter 3. Verse 9 to 10, it says, you do not lie to one another, seeing that you have put off the old self with its practices, and have put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge after the image of its what? Creator. So for us today, if you are a Christian, how do you bear God's image? How do you reflect God's image? You what? You put off your what? Old self, and you put on the new self. So hindi pwedeng put off tapos patong mo lang. No, you have to put off your old self and put on the new self. That's how we bear image. That's how we carry God's image wherever we are today. Kaya sinasabi sa Bible, the old is gone, the new has come. Hindi pwedeng old life natin, no? Kristyano ka na, pero the way you would live your life, hindi okay na.